It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, and for months I have been asking our engineers to add a Mission Impossible feature to this segment.
What is that?
Where after it ends, 5 seconds later, your radio self-destructs.
Oh, no.
And they were like, Jeff, that's not a thing, blah, blah, blah. But see, this is why radio is dying. Laziness, no ingenuity.
Yeah.
So it's another anticlimactic edition of What's on Your Mind, where your speakers won't even explode into a ball of flame, starting with Brooke. Brooke, what's on your
We could
mind?
have literally said, don't touch that dial.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, man.
Don't tune
Oh my
away.
God, I'm actually worried about you. That's what's on your mind, Jeffrey.
Really?
And I feel like this intro is a really good look at why. So,
What?
okay, listen, you and I have been working together for what, 15 plus years? We've been doing this show,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Am I
Doesn't even
right?
remember. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's so confused.
Well, I've been on for 13.
Why do I
You
feel
know
like
15.
I'm going to get told that I'm doing something wrong again?
No, and in all that time, I think the most exciting thing is now our podcast is charting.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
like,
God. We're going to talk
Yes,
about this more?
Yes.
It's all they
It's
talk
like
about.
millions
great.
and millions of people are listening. We're connecting with people all over the world. And it's like all of this hard work for 15 years is finally paying off. And you don't believe it. You don't believe that it's real.
Yeah.
Like you think every time I go in there, I'm like, oh, today we're number 3. Today we're number 8. Whatever it is, you're like, yeah, right. I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
He thinks there's
look,
something wrong.
look.
Like there's an actual error.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly, Jose. And
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
concerned about is like, can't you just be happy? Like just enjoy this.
She don't
Like
know,
this
Jeff.
is like so much work, and finally there's some happiness to it.
I
you
would
know?
be
Like, some
happy
joy,
if you
some-
showed up to work and showered every day. I'm very low on the happiness threshold.
Jeff!
Yeah.
It doesn't take much, but
Yeah.
bragging about our ratings to everybody
It's not
doesn't feel.
bragging.
It is
We're
bragging.
thanking the listeners.
Yes, it's our listeners. They're amazing,
Yes.
and we're in this moment where we finally get to like enjoy some of the fruits of our labor. And I don't want you to miss that. That's all.
we thank
and
the
I've been
listeners
trying
every
to,
break,
I've been
every
trying to
time.
hype you up for years,
And you
for
come up
decades
and you
now.
film me without consent, being like, Jeff, did you see the ratings again? And you don't give me a chance to do my hair before you post those
Oh,
videos
that's
online.
Yeah, if you did
So
that
now
to her.
even more people are seeing
I
me
agree, Jeff.
not with full face. So
That's why we're at
thank you
number
for the
one.
opportunity. You're right,
I can't
Brooke.
win. I can't win. I just want you to be happy, but maybe I should give up trying.
Okay, and I just want you not to rent your clothes. But you know what? Why am I trying? Jose, what's on your mind?
So as we all know, I'm a busy guy. I do radio, I do video game streaming. Follow me at Hilarious Jose on Kick and on Twitch. I also do food reviews, and I have local restaurants that have me sometimes come out, and they'll invite me to come and do a review.
Yeah.
So I was recently invited to do a review at a seafood restaurant, and the server shows up, and she immediately starts gushing, and she's like, oh my God, I know exactly who you are. I love your
Aw,
show.
that's
And I'm like,
nice.
hey, thanks. That's awesome.
See, that makes you happy.
And it
Enjoy
does-
the fruits of
Yeah,
your labor.
well, yeah, I mean, I still have a long way to go, but I'm like, yeah, that show's doing good, right? So now, of course, she's a beautiful blonde.
Oh.
She has to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so we're just chatting. She's asking me questions about food and the videos.
Yeah.
I told her, and so she mentions that she used to go to a high school nearby. And I'm like, wait, that's my high school.
Oh.
Like the same exact high school, right?
Wow.
So we're bonding and it's getting flirty. And then she casually mentioned, she's like, well, I'm 25. How old are you?
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I'm not 25. And I laugh, and I'm with one of my buddies.
See, at this point, I'd be like, can I just get the menu? Like, there's a lot of small talk before I've even ordered.
Food has been ordered. We're in a good time
Oh,
to talk,
okay.
Jeff. I'm not.
All right.
This is great service,
Good,
okay?
okay.
But 25 is a fine age.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm like, well, I'm not 25. And she's
You
like,
just didn't go to high school together at the same time.
yeah, right? And so it's a compliment, too, that she's shocked, right? That she thinks I look younger. She's like, well, when did you graduate? Like 2010?
Oh.
And I'm like, go, okay. And now we're starting to play this game.
Okay, are
So
you going to tell her?
I tell her, I'm like, look, it's 2004, okay? And she goes, oh. And the vibe just totally changed,
Oh,
dude.
God.
Like, I felt like we went from flirty to her being like, wait. And she goes, so that means you just had your, 20-year reunion?
Ew.
And I'm like, look, I didn't go to it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm getting defensive, right? I'm like, listen, all right, I don't participate, all right? And I don't feel like I'm in my late 30s,
Oh,
okay?
no.
And now it looks desperate,
Yeah.
okay? And she's just like, no, I get it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, so
So
we left, and I felt really, really insecure as we were leaving.
Yeah.
So I left her probably the biggest tip I've ever given anyone in my life.
which also comes off bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was
But-
looking cool, but after I was like, oh, that's probably even
It's
worse.
a tip someone of your age can afford.
Yes,
which is
yes,
nice.
and she
True.
deserves it. It's a great service. So, Madison, shout out to you. Great service.
Yes.
I'm sorry I made it
You're
weird.
still embarrassed. I love it.
Alexis, what's been on your mind?
I was getting my hair done the other day, and you know, hairstylists know all the gossip.
Oh, so
all of
good.
it. And she gave me a new business idea, like a side hustle.
Oh.
All right.
Because she has another client who does something called cake sitting, I found out.
Cakes?
Okay.
Cake sitting. Like you
And-
babysitting somebody's cake?
Or are you sitting on cakes for strangers on the internet, which is even weirder?
Yes, Jose.
No way!
I'm
That is
glad you know.
gross.
Why did Jose know that?
I don't know that. I made that up. That's nasty.
Yes. So the man buys the cake, chooses it, gets it sent to you, pays you $500 minimum.
What?
And then you sit on the cake, you record the video, and then you mail him the cake back.
That is it? That
Wait,
is-
he wants to squish cake back?
And you get more money per more sits on the cake.
Oh my goodness.
know?
So hopefully you have a little booty. Then
And-
you get like a bunch of prints
The
on there.
packaging is going to be really tricky on this.
Your hairstylist does this?
No, another client does.
Oh.
All anonymous. I don't know names, I don't know anything, but she said it works great for her, and she would suggest I mention it on the radio because maybe it'll happen to me now.
Hey.
So
You want people to pay you money to
I am
sit on a cake?
manifesting cake sitting right now.
I guarantee you there's a guy out there that's thinking about it immediately.
I feel like you're a pretty petite girl. Maybe you should start with a cupcake.
Maybe. That's a good point for us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, no more dog walking for $20. I'm moving up.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
what if the dog sits on the cake? Is that another?
Not,
No.
It's-
not my dog.
That's
Okay.
illegal, I
No.
think.
Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
All right, Jeffrey, what's on your mind?
A week ago, we did this segment, and Jose was telling us about how his dad went viral on the app Nextdoor.
Oh
yeah.
for,
Yes.
for a
And
review.
If you don't know, Nextdoor is that app for like neighbors to share what's going on locally. And
Just complain. That's all people do on
it?
Nextdoor. Yeah.
and where I live, my neighbors are kind of spread out. So I was like, I'm going to go look on the app and see what's happening. I decided to post a photo of this big bobcat that had wandered onto my property that day.
Oh, yeah. You showed me that picture. It's kind of crazy.
It was a crazy cool
Yeah.
photo of
Oh,
like if the
geez.
bobcat's facing like the
Yeah,
camera.
it's a
It
great
looks really
picture.
big.
Scary.
And I read that it's rare to actually see them out during the daytime.
Oh,
They're
are
night
they-
creatures.
They're nocturnal.
So in the caption, I wrote, like, bobcat in my yard, what a cool, rare sighting.
yeah.
And the first comment is like, actually, they're not that rare. So, no need to post. This is kind of a waste. And another person was
You got
like,
shamed?
I did. Another person's like, yeah, it's called nature. You want a medal or something? You live in the woods. And then people started going after each other
Oh,
in the
no.
comments. Like, well,
Jeff.
maybe it's rare to him. You don't know his experience.
Yeah.
Maybe he's never seen a
You
bobcat.
don't know his bobcat experience.
I saw two in my driveway last month, but I don't
Oh,
need to
no.
post about it for validation. It just like blew up into this giant thing.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Jeff.
Are you getting more hate on Nextdoor than you do on Instagram?
Yeah, I accidentally started this tiny neighborhood war, and I apologize now. Lesson learned, I'm not going to post anything ever.
No,
yeah.
ever. That's a big jump, Jeff.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you gonna
like-
get kicked off? Like, can you block people?
Can you get blocked on
I don't know.
Nextdoor?
I don't have that app.
Now I feel ashamed for ever like even trying.
Yeah.
I wonder if you got the animal wrong too. Someone's gonna be like, "That's a mountain lion.
Yeah, I'm
Why
sure.
would you even post this?"
That's actually my house cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
My apologies. Text in 78592
Oh, boy.
and tell us what's been on your mind. It's Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.